Hello, everybody. Welcome to Comically Accurate. I remember back when Avengers Endgame was coming out, and it was like right before it came out, the peak of hype for the movie, and a bunch of people on YouTube and all over the internet were kind of saying that Avengers Endgame was great and all, but by the time once that's over, the MCU, Marvel movies, and like superhero movies in general are just going to be dead because all that hype is just going to die down and nobody's going to be interested anymore. And while I think a lot of the points that those people brought up were valid and honestly true to an extent, I'm not making this video to kind of bash on them or say that they're wrong, but instead to just kind of say like the MCU fan base and Marvel's fans in general are honestly more hype and active now than they have ever really been. And if the Marvel movies did end with Avengers Endgame, I think that would have been fine. It would have been a good ending because it was a great movie and it wrapped up a lot of threads and storylines that went on with most of the characters in the MCU. But one of the critiques that a lot of people have of that anything that comes next isn't going to be the same. Everything's going to feel like a copy because they've already had this big bad end all be all villain. But that's not necessarily true. And this universe is stretching bigger and bigger with every movie. So saying that everything that comes next is just going to be a copy of what's already happened doesn't really make sense. Not every big bad villain is going to be a world ending, universe crushing villain like Thanos. There's going to be those more personal villains that may not be as powerful but are even more maniacal or malicious and find ways to be just as evil but without trying to literally destroy everything. Which brings us to one of the most popular fan theories in the MCU right now, that Norman Osborn, or the Green Goblin, is going to be one of the next big villains of the MCU. And there is a lot that they can do with this character, not just as a Spider-Man villain like in the Tobey Maguire movies, but as a villain that spans across the entire Marvel universe. And there's a lot that fans are theorizing about the character, that maybe he is going to step up and become the next Iron Man for the people of the MCU, become the Iron Patriot as he has done in the comics, and from there kind of start his own team of Avengers that are secretly evil. And the crux of this theory of Norman Osborn coming to the MCU has already kind of been introduced throughout the two Spider-Man movies, and that is who has bought the old Stark Tower. If it isn't Oscorp that bought this building, then maybe it's the Baxter building now. Maybe the Fantastic Four have bought the tower. And now that Marvel has bought 20th Century Fox, they can start introducing these characters. There are dozens of other things to go to from there. Now that Thor 4 has been confirmed with Taika Waititi reprising his role as directing, there are a lot of theories as to a lot of characters that could be introduced, including Beta Ray Bill, Silver Surfer, and a lot of other cosmic characters that could get introduced in this movie and have a future in the MCU. And these same theories are being had about the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie. A lot of ideas of delving into Rocket's past with characters like the High Evolutionary, Lila, Beta Ray Bill, Adam Warlock. There are so many possibilities from here that every aspect of the MCU can be theorized, and every fan has some area to look to. And there are so many things to theorize that are already in the MCU that have sort of been set up, like the Skrulls and even Nova. And the leaks. Don't even get me started on the leaks. There's so much hype and theorizing that comes into all these leaks, whether they're real or fake, as to what could come next. Today is the last day of San Diego Comic-Con, and it's the day that Kevin Feige is going to walk up on stage and talk about some of the Marvel movies that are coming next. And I think that this is going to contribute to the hype even more than any other aspects as we get a glimpse into the future of the MCU. Overall, I think the MCU fan base is thriving now even more than before Endgame, when the speculation for that movie was at its peak, because ultimately there are so many possibilities of where to go from here. And I, for one, am confident that the MCU is going to continue for years and years on end. But thanks for watching the video. And I definitely think that you guys should go check out the videos from the people that said that the Endgame would be the end of the MCU, because they bring up a lot of valid points, and I think it's important to look at both sides before you form your own opinion. I just wanted to make this video to kind of talk about what I thought about it and how I feel that the MCU can go so many places from here. But yeah, thanks for watching, and be sure to like the video if you liked it and subscribe if you want to see more, I guess. Thanks. Bye.